Good morning, afternoon. I think we're afternoon now, aren't we? Yeah, just. My name's Thomas Ableman. I'm the only person in this speaker set who is not a coach operator and who doesn't own any coaches. We are an on-demand platform and we are building out what we think is the world's first entirely virtual intercity coach network, comprised lots and lots of small, independent, often family-owned operators. I'll start, however, with the research that we've been looking at, because it is absolutely stark, and it's repeating messages we've heard, but it is phenomenal. Already, customers who use coaches love them. Every single mode other than the private modes are below coach in terms of existing customer satisfaction. And yet, people won't consider using them. You can almost flip that round if you exclude the private modes with coach at the very bottom of the consideration set. And that is extraordinary because coach is a form of transport that has so many strengths. It can go anywhere. Coaches have rubber tyres. Steel rails can take you to a handful of locations, and in big cities, generally inconvenient ones. Coaches can be highly flexible, highly responsive to people's needs. Coaches are low cost, and they're not low cost to underpaying people or cutting corners. They're just inherently low cost because you haven't got a massive amount of fixed infrastructure that you've got to keep paying for, plus the structurally high cost base of the industry. They're phenomenally green. I mean, the stat that still blows my mind is the fact that a Euro 6 bus emits less nitrogen oxide than a Euro 6 car. And that is not per person, that's the whole bloody bus. That is phenomenal. And I'm not sure how many people realise that. And of course, therefore, if you put all that together and get people onto them, you reduce congestion and potentially dramatically. And yet, and here's a familiar chart for you because you saw it about 2 minutes ago, coach has a minute share of the billion passenger journeys, the leisure travel journeys. Our totals are slightly different, but the roughly billion journeys, leisure travel over 50 miles that could be made by coach, coach has a tiny, tiny share of that. So what's our role in all this? Well, we believe that what we're doing is turbocharging some of those inherent strengths of coach travel. We're creating something that is entirely customer service driven. We're solving that first mile, last mile problem, and we are building a mobile tech solution. We're a tech first business that meets customers' needs and expectations of the world as it exists today. And of course, we're making use of that huge extra asset base that already exists out in the independent tour sector. So let's talk about some of those things. First of all, star ratings. The entire Snap proposition is based around customer star ratings. Every journey that is taken on Snap, the customer is asked to rate that journey. Every journey is rated by customers. Every new trip, every single individual trip is awarded out to the operators, not based on price. You cannot bid on the basis of price, exclusively on the basis of star ratings, which means that Snap is effectively a daily dynamic competition by operators to delight customers. And I'll let you into a secret here, I know this from experience, that's not how rail works. And so it means that Snap operators genuinely care about customer delight, and we help them with that. So every single operator on the Snap platform gets a report with each of their drivers' star ratings, showing them where they are, so where they are in the league table against all the other operators, named, so they can see what their performance looks like, and their individual drivers, and where every single driver is against every other driver within the entire Snap network. But we also help drivers to delight customers. We tell them what good looks like and we show them how they're doing. So every single driver who drives for a Snap operator on the Snap network gets a certificate every 2 weeks. It shows their star ratings, it shows their proportion of 5-star ratings, it shows all the verbatim feedback that's been received about them via the Snap platform. And do you know something? The vast, 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 vast majority are incredibly positive. And actually, that's fantastic for drivers, because if you're a coach driver who works for a tour and private hire coach operator, the vast majority of feedback you get is negative, even when the vast majority of service you give is positive, because people generally only come back at the end if they've got something to complain about. And here we spend the entire time, every 2 weeks, catching people doing things right. The whole thing is mobile app based, The driver simply needs a mobile phone, and they can manage on the basis of the mobile phone. They know exactly who the customers are, they can check them off, and it also means we've got a direct communication channel with drivers. So if we've got a customer who has disabled or needs the front seat reserved or any other special requirement, we can simply feed that straight into the driver's app in real time. And all of this means, genuinely, I don't like to oversell what we're doing, but that is absolutely incredible. Genuinely, that is phenomenal. That's our Facebook star rating. The vast, vast, vast majority of brands don't allow Facebook reviews because you can't edit them, you can't moderate them, you can respond to them, but they are simply an authentic customer voice. We've now had over 500 Facebook reviews. This isn't our own internal star rating system. Our own internal star rating system has tens of thousands. But on Facebook, and I was looking to try and find other organisations that have a score of 4.8 out of 5, and I really struggle. There's some branches of John Lewis. John Lewis do allow Facebook star ratings, but not all. Wembley Stadium does. I think Wimbledon, as in the tennis championship, does. They're the only ones I could find. And for the intercity leisure travel sector, it is phenomenal, and it's consistent. Same on Google, and same with our internal star ratings as well. And you can go on and have a look and see what customers are saying. And it's what you'd expect. It's discovering the hidden joy that coach travel actually can be. And here's something interesting. So this is a word cloud that shows all of our reviews that we've ever received, scaled by size. And what you can see is the 3 number 1 words that come out are friendly, service, and comfortable, which are the 3 things that are in operators' control. They can achieve those things for customers, and they do daily in use. First mile, last mile. So this is what Coach can do, what Snap can enable customers to experience. We can pick you up at various locations in one city and drop you off at various locations in another city. When we've got a bit more demand that day, we can serve another set of places to another set of places. If we've got a bit more demand that day, we can serve another set of places to another set of places, and so on, and so on, and so on. So we can build out this extraordinary, dense network of connectivity. That coach, that's 36, 6 times 6, 36 direct point-to-point journey opportunities. 2 coaches, that's 70. 3 coaches, that's 100. Absolutely phenomenal how quickly we can build up anywhere to anywhere travel. Compare that to what my former colleagues in the rail sector can achieve, and they can take you on a tube, probably the wrong way. They can take you to a city centre that you don't actually want to be in, and then make you get a cab to where you wanted to go in the last place. And do you know something? That moves quicker than that. But you as a consumer, going from there to there, overall, you do not end up with a quicker journey. Coach can be the first mile, last mile solution. We don't need to plug anything else into it. It can be it itself. And of course, customers are used to managing everything on their mobile phone, and Snap, Coach can be identical. You can see exactly who your driver is, you know their name, you know their vehicle registration number, you can track them coming towards you, and that means we can pick you up and set you down in places that are actually convenient to you. And it's all about that trust and reassurance that got mentioned earlier. If you can see it wibbling along towards you on your screen, bop, 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 you know it's coming. You can sit in a coffee shop feeling totally comfortable and happy you're in the right place, and simply step on board, say your name to a driver. Do you know why we don't do tickets? We don't do QR codes, anything like that. We just have a list of names. And it means that every single customer interaction with Snap, there's a requirement for the driver and the consumer to talk to each other. And we felt that was really important to build into something that we're building as a digital process, that moment of human-to-human interaction. And that seems to work quite nicely. And of course, we're giving work to independent tour operators. There's about 1,000 tour operators in the UK. They've not had access to the intercity travel market before. There's, as we saw earlier, nearly 1 billion journeys that the entire collective independent coach sector could have access to, along with all the other parts of the coach business. And it's fantastic. One of the things that gets me out of bed in the morning is the fact that these companies that we did a little photo shoot at St Pancras for some of our operators have now got access to this huge billion journey market that previously they couldn't really find a way into. And here's something, 60%, when we've researched it, 60% of Snap customers would not otherwise have made their journey by coach. And so we're bringing a whole new sector of people into the coach business for the first time. And coming back to coming back to this chart that we saw earlier, the thing that I find phenomenal, 96% of journeys that could be made by coach are not made by coach at the moment. If we can make that 95%, then we've increased the size of the coach market by 25%. Thank you.